What's up, everyone? I'm making this video because I want to make something very, very clear to all who are concerned that I may be a relativist or that I'm turning into a sophist or I'm turning into somebody who thinks the truth is subjective. This is complete BS. In my recent videos, I've been talking about concepts. I've been talking about the concept of being. My latest video, I talked about the concept of forgetting. It's very Eastern. It's got a very Eastern mouthfeel to it. And then the going beyond concepts, going beyond concepts. So I talked about going beyond concepts. What does that mean? What does it mean? Well, let's really dive into this here. What do I mean by that? Do I mean transcending concepts and then just completely eliminating the concept as some worthless piece of trash that you don't need anymore? No, that's not what I mean. But let's tackle this in a progression here. I'm hammering certain dynamics in my videos, and uh, that I feel are very, very important for us to understand right now. In my own experience, based off what I'm witnessing, based off what I'm observing in day-to-day life, based off my human interactions with individuals, I explore all different types of concepts, all different types of ideas, all different types of things that are all interrelated and interwoven into truth, morality, natural law, consciousness, metaphysics. I talk about all these things. I'll talk about Eastern thought. I'll dive into the Western world a little bit, perhaps, if I feel like it, because they're all getting you to the same place ultimately. But apparently, I haven't been clear enough. Apparently, I haven't been crystal clear when it comes to what I'm about, and quite frankly, how I live my own life and what I radiate. And I would think that people that have that connection, that have that spark, that have realigned themselves to truth, objective truth, and morality, can sense and feel and pick up what I'm putting down through through my energy, the energy that I'm radiating through the videos, naturally. So let's get into concepts. Let's really dissect this here. Let's really dissect this. What do I mean by going beyond concepts? I hammer this because most people on the planet are primarily fixated and myopically stuck in the conceptual framework only. They are stuck in definitions. All they do is attach words to things, and therefore they cannot see past the words. They can't see past the concepts that they have about things. That's why I'm hammering this right now. That's why I've been going into it in my videos. That's why I talk about it. Since day one, I've been talking about it. Natural law. Natural law is a concept, but it's pointing to something that's not conceptual. Natural law, to define natural law and all of its principles, we're using words to define, to narrow things down, to get to the root, to the core essence, the meaning, the message behind the words that we're using to express something, the wordless, the timeless, the spiritual. But I'm in no way, shape, or form saying that definitions and concepts are not important. Because if they weren't, then why am I making videos and using concepts and definitions? Why do I have a dictionary? Why do I read books? It'd make no sense. It'd be hypocritical. Definitions are just as important as what lies beyond them. Concepts are just as important as what lies beyond them. What lies rather through them, going through the concept and feeling and sensing what's beyond it. Again, let me use an example like I did in my last video. A tree. Just take a tree. It's a very basic, easy example. A tree. A tree is a living organism. You see, that's a concept. That's a concept that we have in our heads. See? You have to be careful. A tree is a living organism. It's breathing, it's life. Okay? Now, if most people, they see a tree, they wonder, oh, what's that? Is it an oak tree? Is it a maple tree? Does it have acorn? Whatever. Oh, pretty leaves. Look at it. They're all concepts. They're all words that they're attaching to something. And the tree is not a tree. It's not the word tree, as most people unconsciously think because of their programming and conditioning through the education system and all of it. So they can no longer feel their relationship and their connection to what that is. That's why I say go beyond the concepts. I don't mean do away with the concepts. I still have concept. I still have concepts in my mind because I need them to express the message that I'm expressing, the dynamics that I am tackling and getting into. Concepts are useful. They're needed. Definitions, ideas, they're all juicy and needed. I had an idea. Something sparked some motivation and inspiration in me, and I had an idea. I'm going to make a video. And now what am I doing? I've manifested in my reality. I inserted that into my subconscious mind, and I've manifested into my reality. I took an idea, I inserted it, I watered it, and boom, I'm making a video. It was an idea first. It was a concept first in my head, and now I took action on the concept. I took action on it. They're both equally as important. Now, what is, and another reason why I'm talking about going beyond concepts, or embodying the concept maybe, or going through the concept, if you want to talk about it that way. So there's less potential for somebody to misinterpret what you're attempting to relay. The reason I say go beyond concepts, again, is because most people are stuck only on a conceptual level. Let's take natural law. The 7 or 8 Hermetic principles, the principle of mentalism, the principle of correspondence, the principle of polarity, the principle of rhythm, all these are pointing to something. They are relaying a message. The definitions of these principles are very important. But a lot of people can't see past those concepts and those definitions. A lot of people can't see past it. They don't embody it. They don't feel it and sense that the principle of vibration is real. They don't sense it with their entire being. That my flesh, my body, this computer, this phone, this plant, all of it is in constant motion and vibration. They're not in connection and unison, and they don't live it. Because that takes going beyond the concept that you have in your head about it. But also holding that concept and using that concept to go beyond it. Both equally as important, and you don't do away with the concept. If I did away with the concept, then I would no longer be able to talk about it. It's still a concept in my head, but it doesn't weigh me down and keep me from experiencing what the concept is actually pointing to. I hope this is, I'm clearing this up here. I really hope this is elucidating the message that I've attempted to express in my previous videos. So as long as we're blinded by definitions, blinded by words, I see Ashley is Ashley, her name, and then I attach this whole framework to Ashley and what I think Ashley is and what Ashley means to me. Just making up a random name. Oh, she's a soccer player and she likes to walk her dog on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and she's got 4 kids and she's married to Jeff, and all of these concepts that I have about this individual. And perhaps that's her persona, and perhaps those are all things that she identifies as. But if I can't see that she's none of those things, and those are all concepts that she's attached to herself, or that I've attached to her, then I'm not in true relationship, conscious relationship with Ashley. I don't feel and sense the unity there, the connection, the inherent connection between me and this other living breathing being, having spiritual, infinite being, having an experience as Ashley. As long as I can only see her as concepts in my head, as long as I only see her as words and symbols in my head, I can't actually see the living, breathing being in front of me. So I think I've beaten this down about concepts here. Now I want to touch on truth. This is where I'm at, and this is where I've been since I've made my presentation on natural law, my presentation on understanding care, my previous videos a few months ago. Truth is objective. Truth is objective. One more time. Truth is objective. It doesn't matter if your perception is in alignment with it. It doesn't matter if you believe that truth is objective. It doesn't matter if you believe truth is relative. It doesn't matter what you think about truth. It doesn't matter if you exist as a human being, period. Truth exists objectively. That's it. Truth is what is. It is what has happened that cannot be changed, what has happened in the past, and what is happening right now. It is what is, period. It is objective. It is here. All you can do is align your perception to it. All you can do is align yourself, your being, your entire being to truth. That's where I am. And that's where I've been. That's been foundational for me for years. It's been my foundation. Steady, unwavering. And yes, there is a firm firmness to this. There's a steadfast firmness to this. But I also understand that it's something that I live in every single moment, in the flow of life. It's a paradox. I live it, I understand it, I know this. Not only conceptually, but I live it, I see it, I understand it, I know it, I live it. But truth, in all these words that I've used, truth is not it's not blind. It's the concept of truth is not blinding me. It's not blinding my consciousness from being able to actually perceive it. You see? The concept of truth is not keeping me from experiencing and living truth and perceiving truth and aligning my entire reality with truth, as it is for so many people. And especially in this modern day, with all these tablets and all these computers and all the smartphones and all of this and all of that, all the distractions and all the constant stimulation, we need to go beyond the concept or through the concept to see what lies beyond it. What does this concept point to? How can I embody this? How can I take this concept and take action in my life based off this concept to see and feel? Engage the veracity of what this concept is, whatever the concept is. Apply it to your life, and you live it now. So it's no longer just a concept in your head. Because if it's just a concept in your head, if it's just a definition in your head and nothing more than that, and you don't actually embody and live the principles that you talk about and the truth that you talk about, then what good is it? Sure, you can regurgitate it and you can attempt to teach it, but people can feel the falseness in your message if you don't live the truth that you speak about. It takes direct experience, a livingness, a breathing in and out of this, radiating it, allowing truth to destroy you. And then you come and you become rebirthed into that process of truth discovery. Doing away with your belief systems, doing away with your conditioning, watching yourself, meditating, going through your trauma, going through the shadow. All of these dynamics to get to the core, to the root, to get to what is, to get to a understanding of reality, which we can understand objectively. So I want to close this video out by saying I really appreciate the individual and individuals who have inspired this video and who have brought this out of me. Like I said at the beginning of my channel, like I said when I introduced most of my audience to my channel, I said I get into all sorts of different topics. I'm very spontaneous with my message. Maybe I'll go all over the place and I'll just rant for an entire video. Maybe I'll stay on topic for, an entire video. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. Sometimes I have a plan. Oh, I'm going to talk about this on this day. And most of the times I don't have a plan at all. The topics just come to me. They just come to me. And I express them as I need to express them in the moments that I am expressing them. So this video is for not only my audience, but for the individuals who are concerned, who have obviously misinterpreted what I'm talking about. And again, perhaps I can be a little bit more clear, and that's what this video is about. Me clearing the air, being crystal clear about what it is I'm getting at when I'm talking about certain concepts and certain ideas and just certain things in general. So I appreciate you all being here, and I'll talk to you soon.